Hey, good morning. This is John from Two Doves Bees and Gardens. I'm out here. It's a cool, brisk, it's a cool fall morning, and I wanted to get some elderberry cutting started. I had to dig some out for another plant, and instead of just tossing the elderberries, I figured I'd pot them up and maybe sell them come spring. We'll see what they do. Anyway, I figured I'd bring you along with me. You know, two of the things that I like to do before I do cuttings is, one, to sharpen my my cutters, my pruners. And I found this handy dandy tool from Corona, and it's real easy to use. Basically, just bring this to you. You just sharpen the blade, just go along the edge. Do one away just to clear any burrs, and those things are nice and sharp now. So keep your pruners sharp. I'll put a link to this down in the description, the sharpener. It's on Amazon. The other thing I found recently, which is another important part for making cuttings and pruning, is to make sure your pruners are clean and disease free. One of the things that I found recently, I don't know, I think it was on Instagram, and I saw this this spray, and it caught my eye because it's all organic. It's called Prune Master. I'll put a link down in the description for a Prune Master. It's really easy to use. Basically, with the lid aside here, just give it a squirt on your pruners, and it kills all of the bad bacteria, and it lubricates all in one spray. So, and that's great. Cleans, lubricates, prevents rust, and kills plant disease. That's really important when you're making cuttings and going from plant to plant. And like I said, I'll put a link down in the description. The thing I really appreciate about Prune Master is it is organic. So take it for what it's worth. It's a great product. I've been happy with it, and let's get moving. Well, I got a few elderberry cuttings. I had to dig them out of the ground because where I was putting, I wanted to put some something else where these were reaching out, and you can see that these are nice and long, and they've got roots. So actually, I'm going to cut these off, put the roots in a pot, and then make other cuttings. And these elderberries should take off in the spring. Deciding how long I want to make it. Let's start there. And I'm trying to decide, actually, I already can see that this, the one that I dug up, is actually already trying to grow. It's got green nodes all right through here. I think, I'll probably just leave both of those on there. I may just cut this one root off. Because it's a smaller pot. And these things will grow wild, so I'm just going to cut that long one off, make this a little easier, and let's put this into some soil. The soil I'm using is a very light mix. It's actually got more sand in it than we normally get, but it works really well for fig cuttings and other things that need a little lighter soil. So I'm going to put this in for this elderberry, and we'll see how it does. I don't know the variety of this elderberry. We picked it up a number of years ago. The guy we got it from, I don't think he knew what it was either, but he had a lot of elderberry cuttings, and we wanted some elderberry, so went ahead and got it. Now I do have another known variety that we just put in this year. It's a John's elderberry. So it's kind of hard for me to forget that name. Well, I think that'll do for this cutting, this transplant, rooted cutting. we'll set that aside. I do have another bucket here. So I filled this one up earlier. I'm just going to put cuttings into this and just going to clip them and stick them. Clip them and stick them. It's got several nodes. I'm going to cut off the bottom. Just get a couple of nodes in there. And I'm just going to stick it in the dirt. Stick it in the soil. Make sure we get a couple of nodes in each one below the ground. And I'm not being too careful with these. It's, you know, if they don't grow, they don't grow, and if they do, then, you know, we'll bless somebody with some elderberry plants come spring. I'm just going to clip the top of that off, stick that in. We'll see what it does. This one's got long sections between nodes. I think I'm only going to get one node into the ground on this one. So I'm going to cut that there. I'm going to stick it in there and cut off some of this one. And get two nodes on this one. See, this one is not likely to do anything. No nodes, no growth nodes. It's just a piece of stick at this point. Cut off all the green. When these grow, the roots will likely grow together, but that's okay. I'll just pull them out and separate them if they all grow. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 so far in that pot, and now I've got more rooted cuttings. Put too much in there, just enough to cover the bottom there. And let's see what we got on this one. And we'll cut this off here. Stick that in there. We'll do one more in this bucket and see if we can fit one more in here. Where do I want to put it? I think right there. So you can see we got a nice little bucket of elderberry cuttings there that I've stuck in the dirt. I'm just going to give them a little top dressing here. Okay, so let me show you what we ended up with. The ones that have mostly single stems, that one there has a double stem, and it's a rooted cutting. These are the ones that are single are all rooted. And then we ended up with two pots where I just did some cuttings, stuck them into a pot of soil, and we'll see what they do. And that was it for today. We're supposed to get some rain in here. In fact, I got a little rain while I was working here, and we got lots more stuff to cut. I have a whole bunch of figs that are going to need cutting, and do some cuttings very soon. We have almost 100 varieties of figs, and they haven't all gone dormant yet. Starting to, but they're all going to need cutting too. Anyway, that was it for today, and we'll talk again soon.